right?
Well, can Detroit live up to the hype? They've been building towards this. I mean, mishandled franchise for so many years, if not decades. Dan Campbell came in. He was loud when he arrived. I mean, if you thought Deion Sanders was weird, Dan Campbell made a lot of bold-ass statements, and they've gotten progressively better and better. Drafting linemen, offensive tackles, guards, defensive guys, that's not sexy. But you look at their depth chart, all their draft picks are playing pretty well. And Detroit pushed themselves, kind of willed themselves that we might be a playoff team last year. I think they're a playoff team this year, and I'm kind of picking them to win. I think the most unique thing that they've done in Detroit is they reinvented the quarterback Jared Goff, who I thought was on his last legs and maybe out of the league, after he came in the Matthew Stafford Rams trade. And now he manages games, and he has stopped throwing the ball into coverage and getting picks. And they run the ball, and they don't have any names you'd recognize at wide receiver, which is kind of weird. But collectively on the roster, they're better than any they are individually. So I'm picking Detroit. There is no Aaron Rodgers. The veteran wide receivers are all gone. It is Jordan Love's team. The one thing about Green Bay is they got the heavy-duty running backs. I mean, they still got A.J. Dillon, and they still got Aaron Jones. But there's huge questions. They've had a lot of injury problems in the offensive line and at the defensive line. Do they have enough to complement Jordan Love? We'll find out what life after Aaron Rodgers is going to be like. Vikings, they got Kirk Cousins. They got Kevin O'Connell as head coach. They've got Justin Jefferson, who is a stud big-time receiver. But they've gone through some real transition, and they had a lot of salary cap problems. And the offensive line's not the same. They shredded the defense. They've gotten rid of so many defensive starters in the last 2 calendar years. I just don't know that Cousins can do this by himself for 17 weeks. And then you got Chicago. Justin Fields was really something to watch the first half of last season. But quarterbacks who run the football get
paid
and get hurt.
And
Fields got dinged, and they were never the same team. They traded for DJ Moore, who came from Carolina, so now he's got 1-star wide receiver. But they lost their lead wide running back in David Montgomery, who defected as a free agent. Chicago really played hard last year for new coaching staff. Defense is going to have to carry this thing. And I'm not going to say they have to prevent Justin Fields from running the football, but when he runs the football, he gets hurt. I still think Chicago's the last place team. Your turn.
I am thrilled that the Lions are picked to be first place in their division.
You drive a Pontiac. I would expect that from somebody who likes things in Michigan.
Yeah, so it's great to see, because for so long it was the Packers this and the Packers that. So it's nice to see the Lions there. Of course, I'm all in rooting for Kevin McConnell, our San Diego State guy, and he did a great job last year.
13-3.
Yeah.
But then they shredded the roster.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see what he can do.
Somebody needs to rationalize to me how you could get rid of Dalvin Cook, who was a compliment to Kirk Cousins at running back. Why would you do that? And I don't know that they really got a replacement. They've just made so many roster changes. I fear this is going to be a disappointing season, and this is Kirk Cousins' final year. He's been paid so much money, and they really haven't won bleep in Minnesota.
How old is Kirk Cousins?
It's got to be 34, maybe.
Yeah, so he's getting up there.
Oh, tons of miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we go from there